So I just did a video about SLA and they kidnapped Patty Hearst. Did they really, though? You know, that's what you got to wonder. Is any of that true? Because, well, this is Hearst Communications, and like all of the wealthy that are gluttonous in their need for more and more wealth, well, they own much of the media. I mean, but they actually created much of it. Hearst Communications, Inc., referred to simply as Hearst. What a name to have, Hearst. And formerly known as Hearst Corporation, is an American multinational mass media and business information conglomerate based in Hearst Tower in Midtown Manhattan in New York. In 1880, George Hearst, mining entrepreneur and U.S. Senator, bought the San Francisco Daily Examiner. In 1887, he turned the Examiner over to his son, William Randolph Hearst, who that year founded the Hearst Corporation. The younger Hearst eventually built readership for Hearst-owned newspapers and magazines from 15,000 to over 20 million. Hearst began to purchase and launch other newspapers, including the New York Journal and Los Angeles Examiner. This was all in the 1800s. In 1903, Hearst created Motor Magazine, the first title in his company's magazine division. He acquired Cosmopolitan in 1905 and Good Housekeeping in 1911. The company entered the book publishing business in 1913 with the formation of Hearst International Library. Hearst began producing film features in the mid-1910s, creating one of the earliest animation studios. He also is responsible for MGM. Not only that, but following Adolf Hitler's rise to power in Germany, the Nazis received positive press coverage by Hearst presses and paid 10 times the standard subscription rate for the INS wire service belonging to Hearst. William Randolph Hearst personally instructed his reporters in Germany to only give positive coverage to Hitler and the Nazis, and fired journalists who refused to write stories favorable to German fascism. During this time, high-ranking Nazis were given space to write articles in Hearst press newspapers, including Hermann Göring and Alfred Rosenberg. Hearst, with his chain now owned by his creditors after 1937 liquidation, also had to merge some of his morning papers into his afternoon papers. In Chicago, he combined the morning Herald Examiner and the afternoon American into the Herald American in 1939. Goes on and on and on. You know, you know what? These people always go on to be globalists, and the CEOs. I can't stand CEOs because none of you I found to be good people. Like good people. You rate yourself as good based on having more and more and more. You just want to be gluttonous and gluttonous and gluttonous while you destroy the fucking world. Like, and we know the middle class and the poor, we all know this. We all know nothing will ever be done about them. Nothing will. Nothing will. They will always get a pass because our justice system, the judges, the lawyers, they're all just as sick as the fucking CEOs. I mean, I live in America and I work in a place where I don't know if I will come out of the building at the end of my shift physically intact. That should never happen in America. But because of the son of a bitch that owns the monopoly of behavioral health hospitals, he could care less. And then all the people below that just go along. I mean, in administration. I can't stand. I've honest. In all honesty, I have never met a CEO that is a decent human being, because they're obsessed with their power and their wealth. And I've never been one to say that, but you know, for you to, it's never enough for these people. It never is enough. Never. They've always got to have more and more. They don't care how many little people they have to step on. They don't care how many countries they have to destroy. They don't care how many constitutions they have to level, at whatever cost. So if this son of a bitch family was willing to lie about Adolf Hitler to Americans and in Germany to Germans, then do you think that they didn't lie about his daughter being kidnapped? Oh, I'm sure it was a lie. We've just been nothing but lied to. But everybody just, we'll just, the next election and we'll just move on. Let's not worry about the past. No, the past is important. The past is important to be known and be true and be put out there. So don't trust any of our media, because the wealthy have owned it all. And they've controlled it all. And unfortunately, back at a time when I really thought, well, I'm sure there's some decent, wealthy people in the world. Clearly there's not. At least none that I've worked for. No, they're just all bastards. And they don't care. It's all their money and their gluttonous desire for more and more money has made them sick. They're sick, and they'll never be held accountable. How do you, like our court system, America is supposed to work for the average people, the Americans, the people, and the court system, most people don't fight anything because you can't freaking afford it, okay? Everything in this American system works for all the bastards that support socialism and communism. I have such disrespect for CEOs of these major companies. I don't have any respect for them. You don't care about people. I don't think you ever cared about anybody. When you care so much about just opening your next behavioral health hospital and making sure that you can have as little amount of staff as possible, also that you can line your own fucking pockets and on the backs of hardworking people, of them getting physically abused and afraid to work in your facility, then you're nothing but a piece of shit. There should be accountability for that, but there never is. Not in this Americana, not under this court system, not under our Department of Justice. How dare they even call themselves Department of Justice? How dare the FBI act like they protect Americans? It's all been a fucking lie, everything. And the people that are responsible for all the lies is the wealthy, is the CEOs. God said gluttony. It's a sin to be gluttonous like that. But I'm sure they don't care. But we understand why God said gluttony was one of the 7 deadly sins, right? Because it makes you this sick that you could care less what you do to everybody else, most especially the people that don't have anything close to what you have. All of you should be made to suffer what you put everybody else through, you world economic pieces of shit. The United Nations, you associations of education and healthcare and on and on and on, all you people that know you're not doing anything that is about trying to help others. You all just serve your gods. We all do, right? I mean, that's ultimately, I look at myself, I do, right? Just to get by in life. Have to go to a job where I don't know if I'll physically come out at the end of the shift physically intact. That should never, ever happen in America, but it does. And the people most responsible for that are the fucking CEOs and the wealthy. God help you all, because you need it.